underground dialogue. We gon' tell the truth, we ain't scared like a lot of y'all. Matters who they are, do we bow? No, not at all. Dropping bombs on this wicked world, so it gotta fall. Underground dialogue. We gon' tell the truth, we ain't scared like a lot of y'all. Matters who they are, do we bow? No, not at all. Dropping bombs on this wicked world, so it gotta fall. From the industry to the Oval Office, we expose the darkest motives of them all and disclose what the protocol is. Thinking and moving logical, stopping every maneuver possible, and apologizing for truth is not optional. We gon' help you with what you go through, reshape and mold you, and sweep over them weak lies they told you. If you living with no clue, we gon' deprogram the old you, and
what
you
up,
get
man?
to keep
It's
your
your
soul
big brother
true.
K-Reno. It's your boy Keystone. Y'all are tuned in again to another episode of the Underground Dialogue Podcast, where the name speaks for itself. And tonight, sitting in the legend seat, is a man who, in my opinion, he has worked his way up to becoming a legend in this city. Many people know him from his prowess as a DJ, but now everybody knows him from his prowess as a podcast host, and he has forged his way with one of the most popular podcasts ever come out this city, man. And this brother's last, I don't know if this is his real last name, but boy, he represents it to the fullest, man. We are honored to have our brother, Mr. Donnie Houston, is in the seat, man. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Man, we glad to have you because I know it got to be a weird feeling when the interviewer gets interviewed because you conducted so many of these. Now we got you in the seat to ask you some questions, and so the people can really learn about who Donnie Houston is, man. So we honored to have you here. Before I start, I wanted to, of course, as we spoke, I wanted to address the elephant in the room or the elephant in the phone booth or whatever the case is, because what I like to try to do and what Keystone likes to try to do on this platform, we like to establish a safe space, a peaceful environment for anybody who comes on our show and for our fan base who watches our show. And we know anybody in Houston, y'all know the situation going on with Mike D, our brother Mike D, who we love as well, and Donnie Houston. Look, my thing is, I don't even want to get into, well, tell us what happened. We don't do that, because to me that's messy. I just wanted to make my statement, and if you want to elaborate, then you feel free. I just wanted to say that, man, a lot of times we're not gonna be the ones to throw logs on the fire. Because if we ask you what happened and all that, and then somebody sees it and that side don't line up with that side, then all that does is create a conversation for it to go left. And I know I've been around you enough to know what kind of brother you are, what kind of heart you got, and your intentions. And I've been around Mike D 30-some years. You know, that's my brother who we love as well. So I want to see y'all to be in a position where the fans see y'all on a picture somewhere like, hey, we good, or a conversation is had, because Houston that's not who we are. And I don't care what happened. I don't even know, but that's not who we are. And that so many people love both of y'all, Mike D, Donnie Houston, and your podcast has been going on for all these years, coming up on a freaking decade, to be honest with you. And Mike D has now risen up to his name is in that spot as well, man. So we can do so much more damage together. And I ain't telling you nothing you don't know. There's so much value. And for the messy people out there, we're not going to give them the satisfaction of being able to see that division between our two brothers. So I reached out to Mike D. I couldn't catch him, but I wanted to call him, because we shoot straight around here. But man, we thank y'all for what all of y'all do, and we want to see if we can come to that place, man.
I appreciate that. I mean, this is a weird situation for me because I was just blindsided by it. Just being completely honest. I woke up and I had a bunch of texts from people from all over with, hey, when did you and Mike D had a fallout, this and that, because it was a video about speaking about fallout with Donnie Houston. And I'm like, when do we have a fallout?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And so, I just, it's been things, the Kiki and Youngster thing was, my name was drugged a certain type of way through that, which wasn't fair to me. I was told it was going to be, edits to certain captions. It didn't really happen like that. It's just been a a recent number of events that have kind of just put me in a place to feel like somebody that I felt like was my big homie just don't fuck with me like that.
Yeah. Right. You know what?
And for me, like, bruh, I didn't had to respond to this publicly for. Y'all know me, man. I don't be on none. I don't care to have any type. I don't care to even be asking these type of questions, answering these type of questions. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's happened. It's so much of it to where it's like, man, let me say something. You know what I mean? And I took it down today because my phone rang from in a city, out the city, out the state. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, I just partnered with Spotify first quarter. I partnered with the Texans. I just joined 100 Black Men, the largest mentoring organization for young Black males. This is the stuff that I'm on. I don't speak negatively about people. I just don't put out any negative energy. And regardless of what comes out on my platform, if you muted all those lines and you put solo Donnie Houston lines out there, none of my mic lines are gonna have me on there saying anything negative about anybody. And we all grown. I'm 40 years old. Everybody I talk to is at least 10 years older than me.
Yeah.
I expect us all to conduct ourselves as adults. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I think we're gonna get to that place because again, when you say your phone line was blowing up, I think, and you correct me if I'm wrong, they might have been blowing up just out of concern, like what's going on? What's going on? You know, and I just know the love that people got for you. I know the love that people got for Mike D. So my intention for even bringing this up is just to say, man, we this ain't even hot. We cleaning this up, you know, and it doesn't mean that, you know, like even with the rappers, well, they got to be best friends and hanging out, but the city got to see that we ain't doing it. And you know, we got to just reach a point where a conversation could be had, you know, even if it's just one conversation to just kind of get some clarity, because I think it's going to always be a situation where it's different versions of the story that comes out of different people's mouth. But we don't participate in that, man. We looking out for the best for everybody. I know the kind of brother you are. I know the kind of brother Mike D is. So we're not gonna give the people the satisfaction of feeling like they gotta pick sides, because I know that there are fans of Donnie Houston, that are fans of Mike D, both podcasts, Mike D as an artist. I know you was a fan of Mike D as an artist. And so with that being said, we gotta consolidate and not separate, man. But you know, if you don't have anything else to say on there, we can move on from that. You know, we can get into it.
I mean, for me, it's just, you know, everybody's telling me, you know, man, y'all should talk. But for me, it's like, what am I talking about?
Yeah.
Like, really, what am I, like, I was hit with all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was hit with we got some kind of problem, or, you know, from my understanding, he's upset because he wanted to be a co-host for my show and I didn't want co-host because I just had 5 of my closest friends be my co-host and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
So I wasn't trying to have co-hosts.
Right.
So this was say one of the reasons. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, it's like, bruh, what am I going to say in conversation about that? Like I'm saying as like OG, like I'm like on some real, you know what I mean? Like,
well,
put yourself in my shoes.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? If me and you were what you thought was good, and you wake up and you're like, Donnie Houston talks about fallout with K Reno, you like, bro, when do we have a fallout?
Yeah.
Like, we ain't never talked about.
Yeah. And I think that would be what could be talked about, though. Like, to say, big brother, like, you know, what happened? You know, what was the issue? You know, and then allow that to be said, you know, by brother, to see what the issue was. And if it was a misunderstanding, then say, okay, well, nah, brother, that ain't what it was. But this is what it was. And so we can maybe get to a place where we can get understanding, not just with y'all, but throughout the whole city, to say, look, man, when we have these kind of situations, if it's something on my mind concerning Brother Donnie, let me just call him, you know, before I go to the internet or things of that nature. So, you know, yeah, that would be my answer to the question, to just say, okay, if we're gonna talk about something, let me just listen and say, hey, man, you know, so what was your issue with me? Well, and then when it's his turn,
well, of course, and nobody pushes conversation more than me, but I think he chose to have his conversation publicly, so I know how he feels.
Mm-hmm.
He already expressed he was upset because he wanted to be my co-host. Well, publicly, I can say I've said privately, bro, I didn't want I had the co-host thing before. I'm doing a Donnie Houston podcast right now. I started Donnie Houston podcast in 2019. It used to be called What They Talking About in 2018 with me and my friends. You know what I'm saying? We did the rebrand. My first podcast was called The Issue back in 2012. So I've done the partner, the co-host. I know what comes with that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't something I wanted to do. And this is me just I'm just dealing with everything publicly because it's been public. You know what I'm saying? I've been drugged into a public situation. So the issue was brought publicly that someone's upset with me because I didn't want to have a co-host. Okay, I didn't want to have a co-host. Someone's upset with me because they reached out to me in January and said I didn't get back with them. I filmed my first episode this year, February 10th. I got in a car accident, could have lost my life February 14th. I hadn't even been recording, man.
Yeah.
You understand? My dad was in the hospital with a doctor said he had a blood clot on his brain right after I get through dealing with this accident. See, bro, I've been dealing with life and it's like, man, I got somebody wanting to start a beef with me. And now we supposed to talk like, bro, I'm 40. He's at least 10 years older than me. I ain't showed nothing but love. And still with me saying all this, I'm telling you, I'm not tripping. But I think like, bro, it's at this point, it's like, man, I'm not tripping, but you've shown me that that's how you feel. It was unwarranted. I'm still not holding that against you, but I think it just kind of is what it is. Like, we can move forward in it. Like, I've never been tripping. I'm still not tripping. So we can move forward and not trip, but it's separate.
No. Yeah, I understand that side of it. I guess I'm the optimist, bro, who always wants.
Oh, ain't nobody more optimistic than me.
Yeah, I want to see. I don't want to see this aired out publicly at all, even though it already is.
It came out. This is, and that's the thing. Is like people were like, well, you know, man, you don't line up. I'm responding to an overwhelming amount of public scrutiny.
Yeah.
Now I'm finally saying something.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I've been in this space, you know what I'm saying, before for alone now. It's Donnie Houston, Donnie Podcast, 6 years now. It's my 6th anniversary this summer, actually. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no problems until recently. I went all these years with no problems, dog.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I ain't here for this, fam. My life is, and this is tied to my purpose.
Yes, sir.
And public airing outs, public disagreements, public back and forth, that's not aligned with my purpose, dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's just what I'm on. Like, you know, hey man, you wanted to be the co-host, bro, my bad. Hey, guess what? Somebody hit me up to interview for 97.9. I never told the story before. Somebody hit me up to interview for 97.9. I think it was 2021. This was around time Kiati was leaving. They had an opening for the morning show. Nobody wanted to be on the radio more than me, bro. Nobody, as a radio kid, nobody wanted to be on 97.9 more than me.
Mm-hmm.
I went through 2 interviews. I didn't get the job. I never once felt like I got an issue with JQ or Terry Thomas or anybody at Keisha, nobody in that building. I just said, you know what, that's not for me, God. I got other things for me. Mm-hmm. And I kept working. And God opened up things for me. Partnerships here, partnership with Foot Locker, partnership with this liquor company, own day in the city. Like I say, Spotify, Texas. These things just start happening, but I just stayed the course, bro, and that's just what it is. I ain't never felt the need to publicly speak negative about anybody.
Does this kind of deter you from wanting to do more interviews? Or
no, it just shows me that who's what's good for business and what's not.
Man, look, well, I'm gonna say it again, man.
And even with this, I wasn't tripping before. I'm not tripping now. The only reason why I'm even having to say anything about this is because now people got questions.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Based on things that have nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Well, we like I said, I said it before, I say it again. My role and my goal is to always try to fix the situation. And that's why I wanted to start off with this, because, you know, Keystone, we don't even any type of controversy, we stay away from. I could hear that somebody is wanted for murder in 5 states. He's sitting in that chair. I ain't gonna never bring it up because that ain't where we going. Even though I know people are sitting at the edge of their seat wanting to see it.
People watch just want me to crash out on Mike D or something crazy, and that ain't never been my brand.
Yeah, that's not who you are. But also, yeah, and I know that. I know that ain't the kind of you a unifier as well. And Mike D is a unifier because I've seen him try to get rappers together that have had their issues. So that's why I believe it's possible. And even though I know sometimes you're in a situation where you feel like, man, I didn't start it. I didn't, but I try to make us look at it from a point of view of knowing that it's bigger than us, even though it involves us. Because like I said earlier, when I look at the people, I don't want the people to start saying, well, man, I ain't never like Donnie Houston nowhere. Oh man, I ain't rock with Mike D. No,
start choosing sides.
That's the worst.
I mean, that's corny. That's
absolutely,
corny. That's corny.
But it happens. So I would and we're gonna leave it alone after this. I would hope that we could get to a place where, even though you said what you said about the conversation, I would hope that we can get to a place where y'all could have a conversation and maybe like, oh man, 5 minutes, okay, boom, let's not add this out no more, and let's not even talk about it no more, and both can be successful as y'all have been. Because Keystone, bear witness, man, we speak about you, Mike D, Willie D, anybody that's doing y'all are the tops of the tops. We trying to catch up to y'all.
Yeah.
So the last thing that this city needs is to see 2 staples, because Mike D is ascended real fast and you've been a staple, a foundational piece in this game. We don't want to see that, brother. So, we thank you for even going there. We gonna move on, y'all. We gonna go into the real reason.
Let the record be known. You know what I'm saying? Let the record stay. I was never tripping. I'm still not tripping.
Yes, sir.
I just don't understand it, and I think it just it is what it is. I mean,
yeah, no question. It's all good, man. Well, anyway, man, let's get into it, man. Because one thing, like I said, a lot of people might not know about Donnie Houston because they know Donnie Houston, the podcaster, Donnie Houston, the DJ.
Yeah.
And
the producer too.
Yeah, producer too as well. What came first, the DJing or the production?
Oh, DJing, yeah. DJing. DJing, I was 15, so summer 2000, that was 25 years.
Yeah, because he just said he was 40, so you do the math. That's a 25 piece. So the production came when? How much later after the DJing did you get into making the beats?
I might have been like 22, something like that.
Okay.
So.
It wasn't too much. Well, that's about 6-7 years after of it. But do you continue to make beats? Because I know you're still DJing.
Yeah, I still do all that. Yeah.
How often?
It just depends. Whenever I'm inspired.
What was the stages you went through? What was the first tools of production that you use? I know everything is like computers and all that now.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that. My first pieces of equipment was MPC 1000 and a Motif 6, Yamaha Motif 6.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Oh, come on. I just rap, man, but I used to make beats.
Okay.
I was on the ASR and the EPS back in the day. I made beats on the great Elisa's drum machine back in the day. So, I've been doing this a long time, Keystone. But the Motif, it came a little bit, correct me if I'm wrong, I was doing beats on the Triton. You remember the Triton?
Yeah. So the Triton, Motif, and the Phantom were all, those were like,
Korg made all of those.
The Korg made the Triton, Yamaha made the Motif, and Roland made the Phantom.
Yeah.
Those 3, if you made beats in the 2000s, you was using one of them 3.
Exactly. We had the Triton, and that's when I graduated from the ASR to the Triton. And I love the Triton, I ain't gonna lie, but I never got to the point where I could rock it out with the MPC because I was still using the keyboard drums, and they don't always hit like that MP gonna hit, But yeah, I got some history in the beat making. I just got out because I focus more on rap.
Yeah.
But who's some of the people early people you produced for, and some people that we might know?
Early? I mean, You know,
Any period.
I mean, me and Propane started. You know what I mean? When he became a rapper, I became a DJ. It all happened in my mom's garage. You know what I'm saying?
You came up with Propane?
Yeah, he lived on the street behind me. So
Wow.
like growing up in Broward, I had the basketball house, and then when I got the turntables, it went from everybody coming to my house to play basketball to everybody coming to freestyle or whatever. So
Yeah. What have been your views on his ascension? Because you know Propane, and he done made his name. He out here getting it. I was just at the exotic pop event that they had, and he got up there and body slammed that thing, man. Did you see him? Was his rap skills like that then? You know, or did you?
yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely. I mean, I'm not surprised by anything. Like we talk about it. It's like, bro, we used to sit up and all the things that he and I are both doing now. We used to sit up as kids and be like, man, we gonna do such and such and such and such, and it's like it be happening, and we would call each other and trip every night, and like, hey, fool, you know, we really,
Yeah.
You know, one thing about both of y'all, I guess both of y'all coming from Har Clark, y'all both sort of had a sort of the same kind of story. When I say that, I mean this. Like when Propane come out, Propane has mostly been one person that's actually not a big old crew. He usually just did his and on skills alone. Same when it comes to you, not a big old crew. You come one deep, but you made your bones and your name through you alone mostly, and that's one of the things that I thought that was really. That's something that's a product of Har Clark.
is that on the hood? I don't know, man.
Because you can say same about Big Mellow too.
Yeah, Mello. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, hey, man, you know, if I'm, I'm gonna put that on the hood. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's you know,
All they
right.
do is hear Mellow name.
You know what? Yeah, that is on the hood. Rest in peace, Mello. Rest in peace, Big Steve, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Har Clark, man. But yeah, you know, yeah, man. You know that bone hard, man. You know?
Yeah. Now, what was you thinking about back in them days? Because you was a young fella, but you was watching Big Mello, Harvey Love, and all those guys when they was really establishing Har Clark. What was your point of view on that? Being a young dude, you just see it? Was it inspiring? What was you thinking at around that time?
Yeah, I mean, you always found like, you know, Big Mello's funeral was at my church. You know what I'm saying? Like he grew up born a new faith. I'm a new faith kid. You know what I'm saying? So, seeing all that stuff, like as a kid, you knew these guys, you know what I mean? Like neighborhood superstars, you know what I'm saying? You knew them, but yeah.
Did you ever have any interactions with Mello? You met him and was around him?
In passing, but like I was young, bro. I might have been in 11th grade when Mello died, I think.
Yeah, because that dude there, Mello was always that dude. I promise you, man. We all from the same era.
Yeah.
And we would end up on a lot of the same shows. The one thing you never wanted to do was go on and perform after Big Mello got on the stage. This dude, Mello, Jaime, this guys come to mind as just top performers coming out this city that when they go on and they say, okay, next is you. It's like, man, I don't want to go after this dude. Because people don't know Mello would sing.
Yeah.
You know, do his R&B, be on stage with his drink in his hand, and he was just a top-notch performer, man. So what about Harvey? Because you and Harvey got kind of similar skill sets and backgrounds with the DJ and the producing, because Harvey was Mello's DJ when he first started out. Then he got into the production. You got a relationship with Harvey?
I mean, we cool. I met him more so like on a personal level once I started doing the podcast. You know what I'm saying? But like he's the guy I would see around. You see him riding through the neighborhoods and over here at certain little spots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What guests you had on your podcast that surprised you by how much they had to offer and how much they done that you didn't know about?
All of them.
All of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because you hearing stories.
Yeah.
That's just like with us. It's like people start telling you sides of themselves that you like, man, I didn't know you like to knit sweaters. You know, they be passionate about it or something like that. So yeah, that be the thing I learned. But you know, Keisto brought me into this realm. You know, but I learned from watching people like you.
Exactly.
You know, I learned from going way back. Shout out to Fame Train. From doing this way back on Houston Media Source back in the day. And so I learned and watch how you and others conducted yourselves and carried yourselves during the interviews, and I incorporated a lot of what y'all do into how we do it, man. So when your time in the game 7 years ago, you say 6, 7 years ago, you started doing the podcast. What has changed in that space from then to now, in your opinion? Because it wasn't as congested, I know.
Yeah, it wasn't congested. And it tilts to podcasting in its truest form is audio.
Yeah. I used to do
Right.
audio, yeah.
That's right.
Real
audio.
podcasting is audio.
That's right.
And when you add the cameras, then that's when you get the sensationalism. You know what I'm saying? Some of the conversations change. Some of the behaviors change. You know what I'm saying? Because it's lights, camera, action. It's a different thing when y'all just sitting in the room and talking and you don't know who's watching or who's listening or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then maybe that could also be attributed to popularity too. Because I remember when I was inviting people to come on podcasts, like they didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
I was like, man, come on the podcast. What's that? I'm like, man, we just
You're using that terminology, yeah.
What is that? Man, we gonna sit down and talk and whatever. And then after they would do it, they would have a great time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They look at it just an interview. That's basically what it is. So in the beginning, did you have a hard time landing certain guests with names and how did that process go to where now I'm sure you don't have issues like that because now people are looking to you to come on the show. In the beginning, what was that process like? Man, I'm trying to get this guy, but he ain't hitting me back.
Yeah, it's a grind, man. I've been through all that, man. I didn't, see, it's two of y'all.
Yeah.
It used to be just me. So imagine I'm coming in there, I'm setting up my own audio equipment, all the lights, I'm setting up my camera, I'm getting everything the way I want to go, and nobody shows up.
Ooh. Yeah. We done had a couple of guests to ghost us, man. Only a couple.
I remember when we came in there with Kate. It was a while ago. That's when you had the co-host, and I think that was audio at that time. The point,
yeah,
And I was seeing you up in the cut, trying to, doing everything on your own, like working everything. So I was a testament to you when you're doing that.
Was that around that time though? Was that intentional? Or did something happen? Did something happen where the visual wasn't right, or did we do that thing when we did mine? Was that?
You know what? It's funny you said that, and I don't want to go on the Mike D thing, but I remember somebody sent me a clip, and I think he was on here saying he gave me the idea to get a camera, and that's been something that's been floating around. This is, I had a camera on my very first episode when I started, November 2017. This is what they talk about. I made sure I had a guy come with a camera. And like I said, this is early podcasting. People weren't really checking for podcasts on YouTube. So I was spending money recording video episodes, and it had 55 views. But the audio numbers was crazy.
Yeah.
And then there was a switch. And so, to the Mike D thing, when he came, he's one of the people who came and had a great time. Called me the next day, and he was like, "Man, only thing we missed, man, was screws. We ain't had that camera."
Man, you doing a hell of a Mike D. Hey man, forget this, man. We gonna this ain't finna happen. We finna fix this. Yeah. That impression was too good.
They need some lotion for that throat.
Yeah, yeah, man. We ain't doing this, man.
So I tell him, I'm like, man, I used to do cameras, but people weren't checking for videos. He was like, man, well, that was the one thing as screw, man. And I just see I see this being like screw house, man. You need to go ahead and I'm like, I feel you, man. I appreciate you saying that. You know what I'm saying? So time went on, and then the YouTube thing started happening, and I got a Mevo because it was still just me. So I set up my audio, I set up my Mevo. It's some episodes you can see me with the iPad trying to get the angle.
Yeah, one man show.
Like I really paid the dues with this shit, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I watched you with that iPad. I had to grab my iPad. Cause I said, he look like he doing everything with that iPad. You see that
real
camera?
time.
Yeah, real time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta build a plane while you flying it.
Yeah, nah, but that's interesting behind the scenes stuff, because like you said, you set all that stuff up and then some cat don't show up, man.
Or they show up 4-5 hours late.
Yeah.
I had that too.
Yeah, right. But and I tell people too, it's like when you commit yourself to this space, those are the things that come with the territory. Mm-hmm. And especially if, because we don't necessarily believe in big eyes and little U's, but if you got somebody that's gonna be worth that appearance, then you wait it out. Well, man, this dude hour late, 2 hours late, because what ends up coming out of it is gonna be worth the wait. And what would you be doing if you was at the crib? Nothing. So, but boys do gotta get they promptness together though. But so what encouraged you to still keep going when you saw early on maybe those numbers wouldn't like you thought? Or did you even have in your mind like just gonna pop off instantly, or were you already kind of fixated and this could be a process?
I never thought about it instantly.
Yeah.
When I committed to this, I said a prayer because I came from behind the scenes. Up until this point, bro, before me becoming a hosting a podcast, I'm a DJ, I'm a producer. The only way you know me or see me is if you know Propane, Slim Thug, you come to shows, you see me standing behind them DJ, or I produce Piece 4, but that's the only way. I ain't got to deal with people. I ain't got to, you know what I'm saying? I'm a very much, so I said a prayer of, okay, you finna go into this thing. You finna jump out here by yourself. All your homies, it's just you by yourself now. You got to understand that it's going to be on you to figure it out. It's going to be on you to have the patience with this, to have the maturity with this, to have the responsibility. Because I'm going to tell you something, Premium Pete from the Combat Jack show, he told me something when I first started my podcast. He said, man, be careful because it's a great thing, but once you open your mouth, you tell everybody who you are. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I've always conducted myself a certain type of way. Just in life, but especially behind this microphone. Because once you open up your mouth, people can't unsee and can't unhear you do certain shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a certain level of responsibility that comes with this thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, some people, whatever, but I also have a degree in journalism. So it's that thing as well. And I just told myself, man, you just got to be prepared for all this. People, they might show up, they might not. You might inquire a beef. You might, you know what I'm saying? I had this conversation with myself to be prepared because it's like, man, truth be told, a lot of the things that I've experienced, if I would have experienced this 10 years ago, bro, it probably wouldn't have went the same.
Yeah.
I had to grow into this shit.
Yeah. What made you jump out on faith like that? Because I remember when we first came and you had just acquired your space and you was just starting to put stuff into it and filling it out. But that was a big space to invest so much into it. So you somehow or another, you knew you had to work.
Well, I mean, that's the space that me and my homies got, you know what I'm saying? So we had that space. I just kind of turned it into the podcast thing in that area, but that was a space that me and the homies, we had before I had the podcast, Yeah.
Do you remember who your first ever guest was?
First guest. I can't tell you, I can tell you who the first music related guest was. I can't tell you the first guest was.
Okay. Yeah.
But the first music related was Jay Prince.
Wow, you jumped off the porch. Man. Yeah, see.
And it's little things when I look back, it's like I wasn't even really trying to do, I didn't really know what I was doing, but I wasn't necessarily on I'm going to do the Houston history thing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was like God, when I talk about purpose, bro, I really mean this shit. God has showed me way too many times that I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, and this is set out for me to do it the way that you know what I'm saying? So bro, I'm committed to purpose, fam. Jay Prince is how I jumped out here. That shit is crazy. Even me saying it. This ain't me cap. This is me telling you, nigga, I can't fucking believe it.
Right.
I got a fucking courtesy call from Jay Prince, 1 a.m.
Wow. And how long had you been doing it before Jay hit you up?
I had been doing it. I started November 2017. That was June 2018.
How's the Jay Prince impression?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you start. If you don't start with the yeah, that ain't Jay.
Yeah.
That ain't Jay.
Yeah.
So how did how was you even on his radar for him to hit you up to say, man, I want to come on?
Oh man. I did an interview with Johnny Binder. Shout out to Johnny Binder.
Shout out to Johnny Binder.
And he said some things that Jay Prince wasn't too happy about.
Oh, I got you.
And basically my phone rang at about 12:58 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And it was Jay, and I never met the man, never seen the man in person. And he was just, like, hey man, we went like this. Say, homie. Well, no. Hello? Yeah, man, it's Donnie Houston. Yeah, we got Jay on the line. Hold on. No. You got a minute or you busy? None of this shit. We got Jay on the line. Hold on. Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's up, homie? Yeah, man, I've been seeing this. He's saying he saw the interview and this and that. He wasn't tripping with me at all. He was just like, man, I want to come on that same platform and address this once and for all.
Yeah.
And the man came, and it was. But
that's a heck of a start, man. It just start off with the Godfather, man. But another thing about you, bro, is that you have expanded beyond just sitting down with artists, with rappers and things like that. Your platform is immersed in the culture.
Yeah.
Because I've seen you have people that come on and they talking about slabs, they talking about other aspects of Houston history and Houston culture. Was that always in your mind, or that kind of evolved at the time? Because we similar. We like, well, we talk to, you're gonna talk to majority rap artists, but when you got a voice and a platform, you really want to educate. You really want to give people something that they can make their lives better with. Was that something you had in your mind, or it kind of just came out like that?
It started evolving, but what happened was once I started opening up the issue, like history and that whole thing, it was just like everything was links. So it was always one episode that would leave me with questions for somebody else.
Gotcha.
And it just went on and on and on.
Yeah.
And the next thing you look up and it's like, man, I opened up SUC history. And people telling me this, and I'm like, really? That's how y'all see it? And I'm looking back, and after I look at it, I'm like, oh no, they did that.
Yeah. So because all this stuff is woven. It's tied.
It's woven and nobody was talking. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, I'd start the podcast and it was like, now we start getting all these backstories, you know what I'm saying?
And individuals who were around the artists but might not have been artists themselves, but it's somebody that you heard a rapper say in a screw tape. You heard them say that name. And they just a regular dude just hanging out. But those names became popular through those songs and that nature. And then you find out what they did, and you look up, they sitting next talking to Donnie.
Yeah. One
of
the funny things about Donnie when he does his podcast, because we be at home, we went to the same screw tapes too, and then you could tell when one of the guests say something like 3-4 action, your ass pop, like 3-4 action. So you can tell he's excited learning it, and sort of the same experience you're getting, we getting. And we want to say, okay, what's more than that? You come next thing you know, we got Randy next. It's just more stuff that we've heard the names all our life, but we've never seen them. And it's funny when you bring them on your podcast, the backstory be crazy. So a lot of times that's why we push so much. We're like, man, I gotta hear some more. Now, do you ever have any kind of dreams of doing something with all that footage and making a documentary, or you just gonna leave it how it is?
No, I got some plans.
Yeah.
I got some plans. Yeah. Y'all to see some stuff.
Okay, all good. One of the coolest interviews I ever seen you have, and I don't know how you got this dude. I don't know how you got in touch with him, but I was like, man, how did Donnie get this dude? This before we was even doing. You interviewed the guy who graffitied to be someone.
Mm-hmm.
How did you even? How do we even know who that is? No, without giving away to, because he had a mind.
I ain't gonna say it's real.
No, we don't
That's my boy.
know none of that.
I'm just call him Beast. Shout out Beast on.
No doubt.
But I knew him from doing music.
Yeah,
because he hung around Paul Wall. So me and Paul were messing around super tough in the studio, and he would always be there. And he's like, man, it's my boy, Paul gonna always introduce you. It's my boy B on such and such. And so then now we bumping into each other more and more, and, creating a relationship. And at the podcast, and I was like, hey, bro, I know you really don't do this, but will you come, And he's like, man, I don't. People tried to get me to do it, but man, I'll come for you. And he came. So, I'm gracious. Like I am with anybody who's ever come. If you ever came on my podcast, let me take the time right now to say thank you. You know what I'm saying? I'm greatly appreciative, So
yeah, because man, we ain't in that echelon where we paying people to come sit down and all that. So these people come on these shows, they come out of their own with their own time and out of the kindness.
And you appreciate that, man, because don't nobody owe you nothing, man.
Without a doubt.
That's one thing. Like I tell people, I've had people call me and be upset they getting in the podcast and they upset because this person won't come in. And I'm like, listen, bro, you got to understand what we're doing. And if people are gracious enough to give you their time, appreciate that.
Yeah. My only issue that I have is like, cause I'm the same way, but I'm like, if you can't make it, just
say something though.
Just correspond. You know what I'm saying? Don't just disappear like that. And we haven't had that happen, but maybe one or two times. Yeah. But it's one or two times too many. You know, it's a respect thing at the end of the day. But yeah, when you had beat someone on there, I say Daddy, boy. Because all I'm thinking about mine, I know y'all had a history, but I don't think myself, how do you even know who this dude to get in touch with? Because I was so mad when somebody sprayed over it.
Yeah.
Because that's
Houston culture, art, bro.
That's culture, Houston culture. And what made it so cold, the city officials, and they embraced it. The mayors and the county.
All while acknowledging this is actually illegal, but this is okay though.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how he got it there.
I don't never know how
it was
those graffiti guys. Well, you see graffiti in places like, man, how do you get record?
Yeah.
How do you have time to do it when ain't nobody?
It's a thing. That's a great way for me to plug the episode, but it's certain things within like the timing of the trains and they know what time the trains come and they be hanging all weird. It's
a process. Yeah, but that's such a powerful message. Everybody had to get behind that. Like, who gonna argue with that?
Exactly.
Who gonna argue with that? You was talking about a car accident that you got in, man. What happened? How did that whole thing just jump? Because I didn't even know that you had even went through all that.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, man. Anybody that really knows me knows I wake up at 5 o'clock every single morning. No alarm clock, just natural, up 5 o'clock, sometimes 4:30. I can go, if I get in the crib from DJing at 3 in the morning, 5 o'clock comes, I'm up, don't matter. No naps, none of that shit, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't 25 no more.
You ain't even 35.
I ain't 35.
Yeah. Probably past your bedtime right now.
Yeah.
So so now it's gonna come on in a minute. Tell me it's time to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Get ready for bed. But
yeah. No question.
But no, man. I had DJed. I had a whole week of like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm DJing every day, and I'm on this schedule. And I come home one night, man. I'm like 5 minutes from the crib, and I fell asleep. Car veered off the road, in and out of a ditch. I wake up when I hit the ditch off the impact, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm sitting there, I see my life flash before my eyes. I really thought it was a wrap. I'm just like, feeling like I ain't had control, because it's a shock, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really in shock, like, what the fuck? So I wake up, trying to figure it out still, you know what I mean? And hit a median, and that's what stopped me, you know what I'm saying? So, got out the car. Car had some damage, not as much damage considering the accident. I didn't have any physical damage, but mentally, it put me in a weird space. Because you always hear about people falling asleep on the road and this and that, but you don't think that's...
You'll never think you're going to do that. I ain't going to never do that.
You don't think about that. You know what I'm saying? And you do it, and then I had a delayed reaction because I still had gigs. So I Ubered for the next couple of days, you know what I'm saying? It didn't even process until maybe like within a week later, and I was just like, wait a minute. I could have died, you know what I'm saying? Like, even now, every now and then, sometimes I just got, but yeah, bro. So, it's been a crazy year, but in the midst of that was the first quarter of the year I partnered with Spotify.
Yeah.
Did something with Bun at the rodeo, you know what I'm saying? It's like, God still blessed me, and even in that, God was telling me within, like, man, you got a purpose.
Yes, sir.
And that's another reason why I'm doing this interview too, because I was like, man, what have I not done? And I know we were supposed to do this, you know what I'm saying? And I was telling you, like, I don't really be in the interview. I be thinking, like, what do I have to talk about? But I was like, well, man, let me go and do everything I need to do, because you never know when your last day or night or moment or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You don't know when that's going to be. So let me do everything I need to do. Let me go get with K Reno. Let me go, just in life, a bunch of shit I've been doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just that real, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, bro, my life's so real right now. My old man got sick after that. You know what I'm saying? My parents are 76 years old. Like, I'm dealing with all these things, and I ain't saying that like I got a heavy burden, because it ain't that, but it's just I'm in a place in life to where it's like I just want to live as peaceful and as like
absolutely
quiet as I can.
Yeah. time brings us into many situations. You know, as you live long enough, you'll be able to, for the most part, say you've had pretty much everything happen to you, or if you've seen something, you know, like say car accidents, people pass, and you live long enough. That's just the progression of life, but it's based on how you handle it, how you deal with it, what you're able to learn from it, and what you're able to relate to other people and about it. So, you know, you 40 years old, that's just, we enter into that space. You know, our parents get older, our friends pass away and things of that nature, but you always have to ask yourself, ask God, well, why am I still, what's my purpose? What, like you said, what is it that I need to be doing, you know, in these moments? So, now it's all a learning process, man.
Yeah, and congratulations on your day too. Let's see, you got a proclamation.
Yeah,
from the city.
for sure.
When did your proclamation? When did it kick in? What year and what date? What date is it?
Well, the year was 20. What is this? 25, 23.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty recent.
I think it was 23. It's a perfect day, man. 10/10. You know what I'm saying? October 10th.
Yeah. So hey, there it is. That's what's
Now,
up.
one thing I was gonna ask him about is our boy 3-2. Now we just this Sunday we just had the peace ride for him.
Yeah.
Man, tell about how the impact that 3-2 had with you. Man.
3-2, man. Man, that's my cousin, man. You know.
A lot of people ain't know that. Yeah.
That's the governor, bro. You know, he's one of the greatest. I got the mini documentary out right now, so the full documentary is on the way. But one of the greatest rappers, man, that unfortunately, like, just tragically didn't get an opportunity to really see his impact, maximize his skill set. It's kind of like, you know, one of the greatest rappers, but he died tragically, man.
Right.
Like, it's just a tragedy, bro.
So we was talking about Mello, and you was like, well, you kind of just saw Mello from a distance. What was it like you being related to 3-2? Was you around him as a youngster coming up and kind of getting to see his
Not a whole lot like that, but because of where he lived and where I lived, I would see him so much. Like, I used to see him because he lived in Bradgate. I lived in Broadwick.
Yeah, see, that's Har Clark and Mo City, we're like brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, so I used to see him all the time. And then when I got a little bit older and started getting into music, I would bump into him into, you know, in music settings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We always say 3-2 got the award for being in the most groups of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the
Groups
thing,
and clicks.
Yeah.
that and what people always say is that, like, when it comes to Houston rap, because of course he's much older than me, so I haven't seen 3-2 since the 80s and this and that, but they were like, if anything happened in Houston with rap, he was there.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You couldn't miss him with Houston rap.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. He was walking, living history, and his imprint was left on a lot of people, even to this day. You know, because like I said, the event that we was at, man, just like all the people came out, show that man love, and I loved it because we gonna always pay homage to Screw. We're gonna always pay homage to Pat and the more prevalent names that are known, but some of those other names get kind of lost in the shuffle. The 3-2s, the Mellows, AC Chills, different people, they get lost in the shuffle. So we have to make sure that we continue to, you know, to toss their names up as well as much as we can, man. So you played sports coming up, didn't you?
Yeah, for sure.
Football, huh?
Basketball.
Basketball? How good was you in basketball?
Shit, not good enough to go to the league.
Well, I mean, that represents, it ain't but maybe 2% of people who try to make it a league gonna get to the league. So that ain't nothing to be shamed.
Yeah, no, I could ball. And then I would say when I got about 16, I got a car and I got a job.
Yeah.
And it was like, I got money now and I can go wherever I want to go. And I came to the realization that I'm probably not gonna play D1 college ball. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
What brought you to that realization? Did you get hurt, or somebody dogged you on the court, or what happened? I need to know.
It wasn't even that, bro. I think see, all these things happen at the same time.
Right.
I turned 16. I get the turntables. I get the job. my interest just got
shifted,
split.
Yeah. Nah, because I still get out there about 3 days a week, Donnie.
I wanna fall back in love with basketball. I've been away from it for so long, but that's one thing that I want to do is actually get back into that because my mom and there's people that know me from when I was younger, like they could have sworn I was gonna play basketball.
Right.
I used to be so serious about it.
Right. Just guard, playing point.
Yeah.
What about watching? What you think about the game now as far as on the NBA level?
It didn't change, man. Everybody want to shoot the three.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like 90s basketball was like the best.
Come on, man. I agree. I agree.
Nobody playing really that much defense.
It's not a well-rounded game anymore.
Yeah. I think it's coming back. When you look at their finals this year, man, they will lock it up this year.
But the way the game is being played now is different.
Yeah, no doubt. You see, I watched the old Rockets game about a week ago, and they put up a graphic in the middle of the game said, the Rockets led the league in most three-point attempts this year, broke the record, and it was 18 attempts a game. They shoot 18 threes in the first quarter now. So the game have changed and just the way that they try with the analytics and 3 is more than 2 and you can't touch nobody, you can't get physical. So, but I know one thing about sports and life, music included, everything comes back around. So at some point you start to slow to see, like even this year, man, them dudes were locking up and a lot of them scores was in the 90s.
Yeah.
And so all that stuff comes back around after a while, man, So if you had, and I might have asked you this before, I want to get it on camera. Give me 3 people that you wanted, which you would love to interview. Alive. I know I'm gonna say dead alive, but right now, it ain't gotta be local, ain't gotta be rap. 3 people, like, man, if you get a pass, any 3, who you sitting down with?
Snoop Dogg, Warren G, and Snoop Dogg, Warren G, and maybe
That last one I always be when people ask my top 5, and I get the 4 and
I don't know. Even this 3, I can tell you now. I can give you a fresh 3, and right up there. Let's just say Snoop Dogg, Warren G, and Rick Ross.
Okay. You know what? Because Warren G another one that's underrated. Why Warren G? That was surprised me.
Warren G, man. I always look to Warren G. Like Warren G, G-Funk, Regulate G-Funk era.
Man.
That came out when I was in the 4th grade. Okay, I'm listening to rap a long time. So I'm in the 4th grade listening to, all the West Coast shit, 'cause that's what was killing. You know what I'm saying? So we go from the Chronic to the Doggy Style. But when Warren G came out, for one, he was a light-skinned nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I already see myself in him. Okay, go a light-skinned cat, man. He kicking some G shit, but it's smooth though. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like what I didn't know, the same way why I gravitated to like Dre or like a Manny Fresh or Premier was he was a DJ first. And that played out in his production. And it's like I just happened to grow up to be a DJ and then get in production, and you know what I'm saying? Like just always feel kind of connected to Warren G.
What was because you are a guy who your Houston knowledge, your knowledge of Houston music and Houston culture is got to be right up there with anybody that's in the city, even at the young age of 40, because you're familiar with all of the stages. And through the podcast, and I would assume it's even boosted your knowledge up a little bit more. What's your favorite era? Like you say, the 90s, your favorite era of basketball. What's your favorite era of Houston?
The 90s is my favorite era of everything. Basketball, music, tennis shoes, fucking fashion. You know what I'm saying? Right. I just love the 90s, man.
No, I'm with you, man.
All the way.
It's like, I think for me, music-wise, I had carryover into the 90s, but I think once we hit the mid part of the 90s, I think I chopped off. But from the mid 80s, from 85 to 95, 84 to 95, that was mine. So the 90s.
But see, you can talk about, you seen the rise.
Yeah.
You seen, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like I seen, when the screw tape came around, you know what I'm saying? That's me seeing that. I can't say I could tell you about the rhinestone and these things, but like, that, you know, I just didn't get to see that. But from
Stadium Bowl.
Yeah, I remember Stadium Bowl.
Sticks.
Yeah, I remember all that. Yeah.
Being the historian that you are, you know, history, of course, is the past. What do you think about the current state of just Houston rap right now? Are you tuned in to the guys that's coming out doing it now, and what you think about it?
I'm tuned in. Fastlane got a song called Cranking Out right now that I really like. I love what Sauce has been able to create for himself. I think, you know, Dot, somebody that I've been seeing like closely for the last couple of years. I love that he's been able to stay true to the essence of what we know is like Southside Houston shit. You know what I'm saying? And bring it to today.
Still got the haircut.
Still got the haircut. And all that shit, you know what I'm saying? But even his music, it don't sound outdated.
Absolutely.
It's H-Town back then right now.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
It's a lot of people put it down, man.
Yeah. And being a DJ, still being a DJ, are you locked into still trying to break a record if you hear something that you like that maybe people not be up on, or you kind of more so, I'm in this venue, I gotta play what's gonna keep them out there?
Well, the thing with me is everything I DJ is what I call quote unquote age appropriate. Right. So I'm 40, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ain't too much new music being played in them spots, you know what I'm saying? I slide some stuff in here and there, but the people there ain't coming from
the people that's booking you is in the same.
We all. I just said I'm 40, right? Yeah. Age appropriate. Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, anybody who looking for a good adult time, y'all come fuck with me.
Yeah, you ain't be playing a record, then everybody turn around and look like, what is that you playing?
You don't understand the lyrics when you basically saying when you play it.
Yeah. Okay, so outside of the DJ booth, how do you feel about the new music? Just all the way around, just not just Houston, because I know sometimes as a DJ, that's your job to play what you got to play, but your personal preferences, how you feel about it?
It's cool. I mean, me personally, I prefer as a DJ, I prefer mid-tempo to up-tempo records. 85 BPMs to 100 BPM. I love that. But everything is like 65 to 75 now. So it's a much slower. Yeah. It kind of takes the fun out of DJing, but it's cool. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. What about radio? You still got aspirations for radio? You done let that go?
I let it go. I think that if that's what God got for me, he'll bring that to me. But like I said, I wanted to be on the radio so bad. I wanted that so bad. And until I got the opportunity, I didn't get it. Had to personally deal with that, and then but also continue to work, not develop any negative feelings about it, and then allow God to show me through the work that you may want that, but this is what I want for you.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you about like how did the partnership with Bun B come about? 'Cause I see y'all doing a lot of things together now.
Well, I mean, I got nothing but love for Bun. We just kind of end up doing stuff. Like, I mean, the 50th thing was him asking me. Like one day he called me. It was so crazy. It was a day, I'll never forget it because it was a day before my birthday. Birthday September 6th. He called me September 5th, and
Your birthday when?
September 6th.
Your birthday's when?
September the 9th.
Your birthday, September the 8th.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So September 5th, he calls me and he's like, "Hey man, you know, I've been doing a lot of 50th celebrations, but nobody's doing anything for Houston. What do you think about, you know, doing some stuff or whatever, man, or, you know, helping me out with this thing or whatever, or assisting me with this thing?" And I'm like, "Man, I'll be honored, definitely." That's how that happened.
The K went in there and acted up.
Oh man, glad to be a part of it,
man. And I mean, we did the best we could, you know what I'm saying, considering the amount of time. It was people that were upset about that, you know. But I don't know. Even with that, man, like that one, I caught a lot of flack for that. And it was just like, bro, for one, I'm not the only person over this. It was, you know, number two, it was a small venue. Number three, like, ultimately, nobody involved with this had any ill intentions about anything. So if anybody ever felt like, well, I should have been there or whatever, for one reason or another, it didn't happen, but it was never from an ill place.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough being an organizer.
And you know, I don't know, bro. There's a lot I could say about that.
Yeah.
But I'm so thankful for Bun for allowing me that opportunity. I just try to keep my mind on that and not get caught up in whoever got what to say about whatever. I know for a fact, man, like just being in the spot I've been, you know, when I created my platform, man, I wanted to do something that had never been done in this city. And I've always noticed biases. I've noticed cliques. I've noticed, you know, well, this person doesn't get invited to the radio station, or this group doesn't mess with this group, so they might not be privy to this opportunity.
Right.
And when I created my thing, I said, man, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. Same thing with
And that because it was a new idea, I feel like even that got me issues with people, because it's like I done got caught. Well, why you let this one? Or why? And it's like, man, this is a Houston platform, bro.
Yeah.
If you from Houston, if you did something and we know you for doing something, you're welcome.
Right. And we cause that's kind of our motto too. Even if somebody ain't even known, we let them on, because we understand that a lot of artists, they won't have an opportunity to be on larger platforms, and they want to get their words out. They want to tell their story. So it's a blessing to have that mentality to like, hey man, you know, come on, you ain't always got to be done sold 1 million records or got a Grammy and things of that nature, man. People, I think, I always think about something that Mr. Farrakhan said. He say, you go for the grassroots. And when you go for the grassroots, then the big wigs will come. And sometimes we try to hit that home run and swing for the fence a little too early. And sometimes you might close your eyes and knock it out the park, but for the most part, you want to rally the people, man. And I'm gonna tell you something else that's a premise that we kind of got from you. When I first started coming to the Donnie Houston podcast, it was all about getting a chance to sit on that black couch. You know what I'm saying? The original, yeah. It was the toe up one, you know what I'm saying? Toe up like this chair I'm sitting in right now.
That's from that.
But no, that seat you sitting in, that's the legend seat.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Everybody have sat in that very chair. So we honored to have you in that line as well. But that was all centered and thought around, okay, that couch. Because I remember one time I came on the show and I was like, man, Donnie got a new couch.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you know, where, but you didn't get rid of the other one though, did you?
We ain't got it no more. But this is what's so crazy is I will never forget. Shout out to Mike Mo from Beltway 8.
Yeah.
I interviewed Mike Mo, and the couch thing happened like I said, I wasn't even doing video, so it didn't matter that the couch was fucked up.
At that time.
It didn't matter, bro. It was just in the transition of things, we started doing video, and y'all got to see a nigga was sitting on the couch that night and not being alive. And that's cool, but guess what? You know what I mean? It became like almost branding. Like, you like, oh, the nigga with the fucked up couch. Yeah. But low. The nigga couch fucked up, but this episode finna be live, though. Let me see what's going on. So that was the thing. It was like, I ain't tripping. And that's another thing, too.
Yeah.
People don't care about the bells and whistles.
Come on, man.
They care about the content.
Come on.
I ran it up. I got my name. I established my platform. I started all this shit with this Houston podcast history on a couch that was fucked up and a Mevo camera that wasn't shooting in 4K. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One little Mevo camera. I got 3 cameras in here. I had one Mevo camera that you could make it act like it was multiple things, because you could set up your little angles and shit like that.
Wow.
Like, it was the content. The conversations were fucking fire.
Yeah.
So this is for anybody wanting to get in the podcast. Don't worry about the bells and whistles. Nobody cares how pretty your show is.
Come on, man.
Nobody cares about that.
That's right.
People, they not giving out awards for podcast sets.
Come on, man. Absolutely.
The reason why my set is the way it is because it graduated to that.
Yeah.
I graduated to it, and I'm the first one with a graffiti wall too. I say that too, not just in Houston, but in general, but with a cultural, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like, I graduated to that. I didn't come in the game with that shit.
Yeah.
I came in the game saying, man, I just want to have live ass conversation, because this is podcast, this is audio, this is about getting information. You know what I'm saying? We focus on that. Everything else, all right, play. I ain't mean to go on a tangent, but
No. We need to hear that, because it's the same can be said about people. Like, when you look at a person and then your initial judgment of their appearance is like, okay, man, dude, look at how bummy, man, dude. And then he starts speaking.
Yeah.
And all that goes away because you focus in what's coming out of here more so than this or that or what he don't have on around his neck or whatever. So yeah, it's the same principle, same concept. You know, where I was glad to sit on the couch.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was my point. So
Yeah.
Mike Mo comes from Beltway 8, and because of the couch, I got a little conscious of it, and I was like, man, let me use my downstairs conference room when Mike comes. And we went in there, and Mike said, damn, man, I was looking forward to sit on the couch.
See?
And that was the first time I was like, oh, this means something.
Man.
Like, I'm trying to shy away from this, but this just became like a little staple.
It's a staple, man. Absolutely, man. Because I caught it immediately after a few episodes. When I got there, I sit on the couch. Like the couches is part of this now. You know, it's like rubbing along at the Apollo around this bad boy,
That's
man.
the thing, bro. But when I started, I wasn't thinking about none of that, bro. The only thing I wanted to do was I'm looking at the game. I'm seeing, I love Combat Jack on the East Coast. I love Wanda Epstein with Peter Rosenberg and Cypher Sounds at Hot 97. I moved to Atlanta for a year. And I get on the BI. I love what BI is doing. It's a cat from the A telling A-Town stories. I can tell he really from this city.
Yeah.
Who's talking about my city? Nobody,
man. So I guess the next question that we got to ask that the people might want to know, because people have asked me this, and I was like, I don't know. I don't remember. Is your real last name Houston?
No.
There it is. There you go. Like, put that tag on there. Like,
nah, so this is well, we can tell you that. So I used to go by DJ Don, right? When I first, I become DJ Don because when I show up to the crib with the turntables, my niggas, I was just Donnie in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Little Donnie, whatever. It was like my boys just started calling me DJ Don, just automatically. That's a dry ass name, though. It didn't bother me until about 2012. Somebody sends me a picture. They in Walmart, and it was like, with real DJ Don stand up, and it was a cat, not at Walmart, Home Depot. It's a cat in Home Depot. He got like a cardboard sign above him says DJ Don. And I was like, I don't ever want anybody to think I'm the nigga from Home Depot.
Yeah.
On top of, I had aspirations then of when I wanted to move to New York at this time, because shit was pumping in New York. Rap Radar was going on with Elliot Wilson. Breakfast Club was just in their first or second year. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it like, this is where hip-hop media, independent hip-hop media, this is where I said I need to get out here and try to get one of these complexes or something. You know what I'm saying? And I had already started DJing and producing, but I was just like, man, I need to touch somewhere else. Got in some trouble, had to stay here, whatever. But my whole thing was, when I move, I want to always represent the city. That was the thought process. And then one day I just woke up out of my sleep, and Donnie Houston, I called my sister, who I run a lot of shit by, and I was like, hey, what you think about Donnie Houston? And she was like, got a nice ring to it. I was like, I think so. And I didn't want to be put into the box of being a DJ because, like I said, I didn't get to that part, but I always want to do other shit. I wanted to act. I used to do stand-up comedy, you know what I'm saying? I still might get back into comedy. I still kind of want to act a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I did a podcast thing, but I was like, I don't ever want to be put in the box of he's just a DJ.
Yeah.
So Donnie Houston, that's why it's like when people book me, it's like, don't put DJ Donnie Houston. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah.
It's just Donnie Houston. And whatever I'm doing that day when you see me is what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
So when the podcast really started to pop off, and if you can tell us when that was, what year that was when you saw the change start to happen. Well, first answer that, what year was when you started saying, okay, you know what, this thing kind of picking up now?
2019.
2019. Okay, so in 2019, because I have to imagine, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I have to imagine that you started to become a guy that now you in the grocery store and the people like, hey man, what's Donnie Houston, man? You coming out the gas station.
Well, that's a different thing. I thought you meant when it started, because what happened was in 2019, I just turned up with just being more consistent.
Yeah.
2019 is when like all my guys officially kind of just stepped away and, you know, went back.
And it was just you.
And it was just me. And it was just like, okay, I don't have to wait for y'all to be off work to schedule stuff. I got all this free time. I'm finna run it up. And I was recording every day, multiple times a day. And it was so much volume to where that was the first time, 2019, because I was putting so much out there that the buzz started building. So everybody talk about, a lot of people say, man, well, you know, you really blew up in the pandemic. Now the pandemic helped me, but the train was already rolling.
Yeah. I remember that, because one of my closest partners, Drew. He was
That's my brother. I love Drew.
Yeah, my brother too. So at the same time, he was like, man, you got to get a hold of Donnie. You got to get Donnie, because I think that's the time when you was all audio though. Yeah. So when did the audio start to reach the, when the video started to reach the audio levels in numbers wise?
Man, because that was the thing, because I started doing video again at the end of 2019. So there's like a Jeff Shelley video, there's a ESG video. The ESG one was one of the first videos that did pretty well.
Yeah.
Because ESG's on there, ESG's funny as hell. He's telling stories. Yeah. That one did all right. And even then, it was still kind of rocky. But when that's what the pandemic did. When people were forced to stay home, all they had was the internet. And I already had videos out there, and I just kept doing what I was doing, and it was just like timing.
Yeah, because that's where I was going with it. Like, what was it like when people started to recognize you and know you in the streets? Like,
I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
Because you seem like you ain't really
this is the other thing, like I tell you, with that prayer that I prayed about me just being able to maintain all these things. Bruh, I didn't really think, like, I'm seeing numbers go up. People might hit me up and tell me about the podcast, but I still ain't really registering that you on YouTube in the same way how you watch stuff on YouTube. Now people watching you. So it's like, it's a HEB. I ain't never been to this HEB. I ain't left the crib, first of all, in 3 years, and ain't nobody pulled me to the side. You know what I'm saying? But it would start happening, and I would kind of be like a little tense, because I'm like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? What do you want? Like, bro, I be chilling. Anybody knows me in real life, bro, I kind of live in a little bubble, like in a little island. I don't be out too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really kind of be to myself. I don't be, so for a stranger to be walking up on me, I'm just like, man, you know.
Right.
It took me a while. Now I expect it. Not expected, but now it's like, if I know someone's approaching me, my mind
goes
why. To, they probably about to say something about the show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. Was that something that do you look at it like, man, they finna come talk to, or it's like, okay, you embrace it, you know?
No, I fully embrace it, because here's the thing. I'm not an ego guy.
Yeah.
I don't get caught up in shit, but that's the one measuring stick for me. If I leave the crib and people are approaching me, then that means that what I'm doing matters and people care about it.
Yeah. Right. And my theory on that always was like, once I walk out the door, you know, I'm fair game, you know, because
you've been famous for a long time though.
Yeah, but thank God that I'm the same way. I embrace it. You know, I don't have an issue with it. But sometimes, you know, human nature is human nature. So some days you just want to go in there and come out. You don't really feel like having a long conversation with people, whatever. But I set my mind to, like, if I'm out, I'm fair game. So I'm not going to ever mistreat nobody because
I want them to have a good experience.
I've been arguing with somebody. I want you, if this the only time you ever meet me, you're not going to be able to go back and say, oh man, that dude was, you know. So yeah, so it's a good thing. Plus, 99% of the time, the people who come to you, they come to you from a position of admiration. They love you. So, you know, you got that 1%, but that 99, so, you know, I want to give them I want to match that energy and give them what they giving me, man. You know, anything you're working on, man, what you got coming up? What can we expect? Episodes? What's going on with the Donnie Houston podcast? Donnie Houston period. What we got coming up, my brother?
So we're going to keep the podcast going, man. I'm getting back in the lab. Me and Charlie Boy have been working on a project.
Hey, salute.
Getting back in the lab with that. Me and Dot, we got a project we've been sitting on. We're getting back with that.
Yeah.
I got the full length, the actual documentary. The thing that I got out right now with 3 is a tribute. So it's not all the ins and outs and details of his life. It's just something just kind of uplifting and just a celebratory thing. You know what I'm saying? We don't get into all of that. We do that more in the full documentary. So that's coming, which, I mean, that actually might drop the 10th anniversary maybe. Because there's a couple things I'm trying to get together. So I may hold that for like the 10th anniversary of his death, which is next year.
Ah, that time be flying.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So
I was wondering the other day what year it was.
2016.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
November 2016. So might hold that for that. But I mean, doing that, got a couple other visual projects coming. More podcast episodes, more DJing, more production. I don't know, K Reno, we should do an EP or something, man. Let me just put that out there.
Yeah, man, no question about it. Cause I wanna be able to say that I work with the people that have always been good with me. Always been cool with me, man. So and if unless you can point to me particular songs that I might say, oh, I don't even know a lot of your production, you know what I'm saying? But I hear about it. So yeah, let's get something on. Let's get something popping, man.
That would be an honor. That would be an honor.
Pop them upside the head, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. So, man, just continuing to see whatever guy got for me, man. Like I said, I partnered with Spotify first quarter, partnered with the Texans in the second. We got 2 more quarters. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
blessings on
I
blessings.
just want to continue to work, continue to try to be a positive light, continue to man, just try to be a good example, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have kids, but I got nephews that really look up to me. Like, they love Uncle Donnie, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was the other thing, so they follow me on Instagram and shit. Like, I can't be having crazy shit going.
Yeah,
You know
no
what I'm
question
saying?
about it. No question.
I have one question for you. We ever going, because I think, as I look at the podcast, I always wanted, I'm a graphic designer, so I always want to also know how many logos we're going to do for the podcast.
Donnie got a lot of logos?
Donnie got a lot of logos, man.
Yeah.
Well, I got the original, I got the original Donnie Houston podcast logo, and then I got the one I just switched to this year.
Okay.
The one that's on the table? The one, which one is that?
Like
with the DH?
blue one?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I mean, it's the same time too. I mean, it's like any other company. You got multiple. So I got the DH.
Well, I seen that one too. That's what.
Well, yeah, this is the latest one, but this is this ain't for the podcast. This is just Donnie Houston in general. You know what I'm saying? But the podcast logos only changed.
I seen that one, and then the one that's on there now, and then the other one that was like a DNH.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I just be having I have fun. And then too, I have a lot of friends. Well, not a lot of, but I have a couple friends. Shout out my boy Nate and Elliot. But my friends ain't just creative, and they'll just send me stuff sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Like, man, check this out. And it's like, oh shit.
Like, ooh, I gotta use
I gotta use this now. You know what I mean? So,
hey man, Donnie can have many logos as he wants, man.
I just be sitting on stuff like the one I just started using now for the podcast. I've had that for at least 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So,
and then my last question I was gonna have for you is, one of the most impactful shows that I've seen of your podcast is the one where you had Popey on there, like right before it passed. I think you had Chucky Chill in there at the same time too. And then it's like right after that,
people that have died on my show. Chucky Trill was the first. Sheila Jackson Lee is on that list. Russia Washington from Big Time Records is on that list. Big Pokey is on that list. I think it's 1 or 2 more. It's like 5 or 6. But that trips me out because I be thinking about like Elliot Wilson or whoever. Like, y'all was around, like, y'all talk to these people. Tupac dies, Biggie died, and it's like these people you talk to, you know what I'm saying? But then even with me, it's like, damn, the Pokies, the Chucky Trills, the Russell Washingtons, it's like, man, I'm just glad I was able to document that before they passed away.
Right.
And then it's like, that's when it's again like, damn, bro, like you really like you're doing something. Even though this just started out as a hobby and me just really being a fan of Screwed Up Clique and Rap A Lot and SPC and Swisher House and this one and that one, and wanting to just kind of meet these guys and bring them in and tell their stories, it turned into this whole other thing that's way bigger than anything I could have ever imagined. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think the main component to that is being able to be blessed to be good at it. Because I don't think that you would have the success that you had if you were not good at it in terms of sitting these people down and able to extract the stories out of them in a way, your line of questioning, they got a lot to do with it, because anybody can start something up and anybody may be capable of getting certain people to come and sit down, but you have guests that spin the block, and a lot of times people want to come to your platform to tell their story. So it's attributed to you being good at what you do. So just keep on doing it, because now, when it was just all rap, it was all hip hop, now it's podcasts, and everybody got podcasts, including us. We all doing it. So those who stand out and are good at it, like yourself, when the story gets told in totality, it's going to include the podcast spaces, and it's going to be included the Donnie Houstons, the Mike D's, the Willie D's. Hopefully we can squeeze our way up in there some kind of way. But bro, your name is etched in the legacy of this city now. You know, so that's something to be proud of, something to stand on, something that we gonna all push and continue to be known, fam.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Y'all, what else we talking about? Y'all got somebody y'all want to? Y'all can ask me whatever.
Hey, look, man, so in the 3rd grade, yeah, man.
I don't step out too often, so you know, hey, man.
When it comes to promoting your show, did you ever invest in like some kind of marketing or whatever, or you just upload and let's go, and it just built from there?
I'm just upload. I done ran a couple Facebook ads here and there, but not enough to talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do you attribute to as far as getting your? Do you do a lot of pushing on that, or do you just kind of just let, man, I'm just gonna let the content speak for itself? Because now you are, I would assume, you heavily in the algorithm now, to where it ain't hard to find you. I know your subscribers, but is there any outside stuff you do, like Kisto was saying, and just really try to put it over the top?
Nah, I just try to be good. That's all.
Yeah.
That's what I try to do.
Right.
Just be good.
Right.
Let the work speak. All that other shit, you know.
Yeah.
Just let the work speak, man.
Who in Houston have you not got yet that you want?
They coming.
Yeah.
They coming.
Okay, well, we gonna see.
Yeah, say less.
Yeah. Without because the thing is, man, all these platforms are different, and we see people make the rounds. We've had people that have been on all y'all and different ones, but what I do know is that every individual show is going to bring out something in each individual guest that the last one didn't do.
Exactly.
And to me, that creates a consolidate. It ties everything together, because they'll hear something on Donnie, like full interview on Donnie, but if they sit down with Mike D, they sit down with us, sit down with Willie D, or whoever it is the line of question is different, because our personalities are gonna be different. So they get the full pie, man. They get the full pie.
Yeah, I don't. And let me say this too: if you have a podcast in Houston, and you're doing something positive, like, man, do it, because here's the deal. There's a thing called algorithm. There's a thing called ecosystem, and I can honestly say, like, bruh, I told y'all I ain't did a whole lot of recording this year. I recorded the most in the last 30 days that I have in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody dropping these Houston interviews. Every time some Houston shit go on, I've done so much. All that shit do is throw me back in the element. You know what I'm saying? So I've been surviving.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit, like, my shit ain't gonna never die, because it's like, you know, the catalog is so deep to where anything in Houston come out, Vlad go interview somebody from Houston. Here come my old shit coming popping back up. You know what I mean? People gonna find it and comment and all that. So I ain't never knocking that. Let's just show respect to everybody, man. Let's be clean. Let's be honorable and have integrity. You know what I'm saying? Because people are watching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People are seeing how we conducting ourselves.
Right. Absolutely.
These people don't miss when the slugs are shot. They don't miss when the ill things are said. These people are watching.
And they want that. And see, we got to reverse the thought process. It's like, because the audience, y'all got to get out of the mindset of wanting to see that, man.
I had this shit with this unfortunate thing happened with Kiki and Youngstown. It came out on my podcast.
Yeah.
The views were crazy.
Yeah. Crazy.
Man, bruh, I interviewed Danny Simmons, Russell Simmons, and Reverend Brown's brother.
Yeah.
Right before that, one of the conversations that I could not wait to have.
Yeah.
and nobody cared.
It's boring. See, and
then some bullshit pop off, and everybody run into it. And then not only run into it, but also saying, "Man, you messy, you did such and such." I didn't do a motherfucking thing.
Right.
Why y'all run into this shit?
Right. Absolutely. We have to rewire our thinking, bro. And me and Keisto, we got a term that we use called messy media.
Yeah.
We do not do no messy media, man, because unfortunately, too many of us are into that. We not dealing with that, man. Y'all don't understand how detrimental that is to the culture and to our quest for unity, man. With all the we used to say this about the rap game. It's enough for everybody to eat.
Yeah.
The same is applicable to this podcast space. In the 2 years we've been doing, we've learned the same thing. It's like, nah, man, it's something to give. And why does that aspect of it have to be so enticing to us? So it's something that we have in our mind. So everybody who really knows me, they know how I feel about Vlad and cats like. I don't like cats like that. I despise that because I feel like it's a setup to take our brothers down, who may not have the media training or the sensing to not self-incriminate. So I don't want to see us trying to ask these leading questions that are gonna lead somebody to talk about something that they ain't got to. Man, if that's what you into, we say all the time, it's plenty platforms for you. You're not gonna get that here.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get that here. What you're gonna get here is you're gonna get to know who's sitting in that seat. And if there is a situation like we discussing with the whole, we transparent with the whole Mike D situation. We coming from a place to try to clean it up and move on.
Yeah.
Not be talking about this crap 5, 6, 7 months from now. So yeah, that's a hell of a
days
point,
from now, man.
Yeah, minutes from now. Yeah, you're right. So that's a hell of a point that you make, man. We got to tie this thing up, man. This ain't Houston, bro. This ain't how we move.
And one thing we all talked and we all said we want to make when people come from out of town, since it's like the #1 city that people are moving to, we want people to come and to sit down with Willie, come down, sit down with you, sit down with Mike, sit down with Kay. And just like when you go to New York and you make the little press run, we wanted this sort of to be the same thing here. So we can't be back and forth with everybody.
And guess what? Even if they don't want to sit down here, it's a well, man, hey, plug me into Donnie. Boom, done.
Yeah.
We might not be big enough for you, but guess what? If my brother can get that spot, if Mike can get that interview, that spot, get it.
Yeah.
See, we have such a not everybody, but we got this envious competitive spirit. Righteous competition is fine. That's everybody trying to get better. But that envious side of it where I don't even see Donnie, man. I don't want Donnie to. Nah, man, we not doing that, bro. We're not doing that.
Yeah. And on a business side of it, bad energy scares the money away.
Come on, man. That's
like,
a t-shirt.
I keep everything clean because nobody is spending dollars with anybody who always got some shit going. It don't work like that.
Yeah, because they got to protect their brand.
They got brands to protect.
Yeah.
They got you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. And like I said with the envious thing, I just think if you step your faith up, if you really believe in what you're doing, there's no reason to ever feel that.
No question.
It's like the thing like I was telling you with the 979. That's one of the things that hurt my feelings more than anything at the time, bro. But I never allowed it to turn into bitterness or have me feel a way about these people because I just accepted it like, oh, well, God, well, you got something else for me. And we humans, bro. It's normal to feel certain ways when you might feel rejection or this and that, but then it's also the other side of just being able to put things in a perspective and understand, man, if I'm doing something from the right place, my time will come. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And you work your way into whatever your time is. Your time coming is not sitting around looking at the watch, waiting on it. You work your way into whatever your season is, man. And a lot of people want to take shortcuts and skip steps. You're not gonna. It's a 1 in a million gonna get by like that.
Yeah.
The rest of the world understand the processes that they have to go through. But what you talking also is rooted in a lot of people's insecurities. Because if somebody's insecure and don't really believe in themselves the way that they project, then that's when they'll project back on you those insecurities to feel like, oh man, I gotta, but man, it's a blessing to see the growth of everybody, bro. I'm big brother, you know what I'm saying? So I got a couple of OGs that's older than me that been doing things a little longer than me that I can look to for guidance here and there. Wish my OG Wicked Cricket was still around, but for the most part, I've reached that point where I got some years on all of y'all, on everybody, you know what I'm saying? So I view myself to step in that role. If it's something that I can say, or if it's something that I can offer that would be accepted or appreciated, then that's what I'm here for. I got to play that role. Otherwise, I'm abusing this platform, this opportunity. It ain't just about running your mouth. It's about having a purpose. So yeah, you doing it, man. You're not playing out here. You built your name up to where you can't walk through Walmart sometimes, and that's a blessing, brother. That's a blessing. Let me ask you this then, since you want to talk. Let me ask you this question.
Here we go.
Because this is a traditional conversation that we had. We talk about streaming a lot, Me and Blank went on Isaiah Factor last week, and we talked about the pay disparity with streaming and all that. Now, you not being necessarily an artist who may release a lot of music, but what's your take on that versus how it used to be and how it's affecting the artists?
Man, this is where we at. I try not to, man, I'm good at adjusting, right? And accepting things as they are. And like streaming, I just kind of accepted it as just like, this is where we are. Should we be making more money? Most definitely. Are we gonna make the money? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't control it, so I don't really put too much thought or feeling to it. It's just like, this is the game, you gonna play it or you're not.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, because as a producer, you probably gonna feel it. What do you think about the AI, and people are putting it like the producers to like a way lower level now because they just download beats from YouTube, or they got these special beats that people are drawing beats now, with this AI stuff. What's your take on that?
You gotta figure it out.
You
You gotta figure it out. That's with everything. You gotta better figure it out. Because they got AI for everything. So you better figure out how to beat that shit.
Do you use it, or do you work with it in your production?
Not for production.
Yeah. I think of Donnie old school too. Now, one thing I know you're glad of, you've been DJing for 25 years. You come from vinyl in the crates.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got your little Serato.
Yeah, the controller was a game changer.
Yeah, because you packing them records everywhere. I know that was.
I used to have this part of my hand would be blistered up,
calluses
between before I even start the gig. Just walking the crates in, like, it's still little things I can feel where that shit ain't as soft as it should be. Just holding them crates, but every time I have cuts on my hands.
You still got your records?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I should never ask a DJ that question.
Still got my records, and I'm still buying records.
Yeah.
Wow.
See,
look at that.
And that goes back to the conversation about streaming, because I'm of the belief that it was a planned agenda by the industry to eliminate independent artists and even mainstream artists' ability to be independent. So now you make everything have to go through this one door, and there's no other ways, no other exits. So everything got to go through that streaming.
Well, some people have been getting over that with doing like Bandcamp campaigns and stuff like that, straight to consumer, direct to consumer type of things. But again, you got to buy it on Bandcamp, and then you got to figure out how to play it conveniently. It's not as convenient as iTunes or Tidal.
Because they took it out the cars. They took it out. All this stuff, so
they definitely got the game in the chokehold with that shit.
Without a doubt. But we have people that see, because that's like an obligatory conversation we have with everybody we interview. But people have talked about, well, okay, man, the USB. That's a physical copy. You know, it may not be a CD, but it's a physical copy. So it's other ways around it that you can't get to, okay, I'm driving this 2025, whatever. All right, well, drop that in there, drop that flash drive, and then you can still rock out. Give me $10 for it, you know, whatever the case might be. Now, as far as DJing going, we know you do clubs, events, and all that. Was you ever like a show DJ? You do the scratching and the cutting and all that? Your main thing was just...
No, I can do. No, I started off more mixtape style.
Yeah.
So yeah, scratching and all that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna get some of them Donnie Houston mixtapes, man.
Mixes. Man, you know, I'm gonna start doing something on. You know, DJs starting to get on YouTube and record their sets on YouTube and all that. So I'm getting ready to start doing that a little bit more. I got some stuff on SoundCloud. I dropped a mix actually for I don't know if it was 713 Day or June 27th, whatever, you know, July be crazy for Houston shit. So one of them Houston days, I dropped a mix and did like some H-Town stuff on that or whatever. But yeah, they out. Yeah.
You gonna continue your series with the straight record?
Still gonna do straight record, yeah.
Cause one of my co-founders is Walt, and I'm so happy that you
that
put
boy Walter.
Yeah, that boy Walt is a fool, man.
Shout out to his boy Walter, man.
You ever thought about doing like a Donnie Houston showcase where you just get a lot of artists together, do one big event, or that's too much of a headache?
I've thought about it. See, this is the thing, and this is with a lot of stuff. From little things to big things like that. It's just me. Like, it's just me.
Yeah.
Like,
right. One man band.
Team.
Yeah. And I mean, I have hands here and there, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's just me. So sometimes it just takes me a little bit longer to flesh stuff out. But
yeah.
That's written down. There's a few things that I've written down that I want to start doing, and things that are outside of being online, more in-person stuff, you know. Yeah. So we'll start doing some of that.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna really start recognizing them.
Yeah.
Nah. It's cool. Like you said, I embrace it, and it's cool if like my nephews with me because they think Uncle Donnie just know everybody.
You know, they going about their eyes see.
Yeah, and so I be telling you, it ain't really like that, but they just let them tell it. You know what I'm saying? They uncle is whatever.
No, don't kill the illusion. Yeah. Like, because they still see what their eyes see, because like I say, it doesn't matter. You are able to get the people that a billion other people who are doing podcasts in the city can't get to. So it's something there that is attracting force for that. If you had to guess how many podcasts it is in Houston alone, you know, you talking what, hundreds? You know, everybody and mama got a podcast. So, but everybody that didn't have a name to kind of build from, you know, myself included, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where we would be if I didn't know a lot of the guys I know, because I've been doing this so long. You came in the game just wrong.
Okay, but let me say this, because I've been wanting to say this in public.
Yeah.
I'm the only person in this space. I ain't never been on the radio. I ain't never had a record out that people knew. I don't belong to none of the big crews around here. I'm not screwed up clique. Okay. Even though they show me so much love and embrace me, I'm not Swisher House. Even though they show me so much love and embrace me, I ain't never been on Rap Light. Even though they show me so much love and embrace me, and I appreciate all that. I never been on the radio. I never been on 97.9. Never been on 93.7. I ain't never had no hit song out here. I'm just a dude who was from this city that had an idea that I really believed in and stuck with it when motherfuckers wasn't showing up. When I had to explain to people what a podcast was. When goddamn. I was setting up all my equipment and nobody was showing up, you know what I'm saying? When I was sitting there recording episodes that nobody cared about, when I was really just throwing shit against the wall to see what stuck.
Yeah.
6 years. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, this is all God, fam.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
This is all, it don't happen without God. And that's why I be like, miss me with that other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, this is my story. I don't come from the screwed up clique. I don't come from Swisher House. I don't come from Rap A Lot. I don't come from the radio. I don't come from any of the advantages that people in this space usually have. Nori had hit records. Yeah. Drink Champs.
The athletes.
Who? Any famous athlete. I never played in the NFL. I ain't never had no rich homie put some money behind me. I ain't never had no investor. I ain't never had none of that shit. All I did was do the work, bro, and stay consistent, show love, and keep showing up as myself, bro. And it worked out over time, and it's still working out. I'm still figuring it out. But this is how I got here, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And then that's why I mentioned that, because that's the organic definition of out the mud.
Yeah.
That's out the mud for real. And to still have the drive to keep going on those moments where, man, this dude ain't come, this dude ain't show up. Man, that's an example to anybody that believes, and keyword believes, that you want to try to do this.
Yeah.
Because,
it look one way on the outside than it is on the inside.
Absolutely. And I'm the kind of guy, I'm for everybody. So I'm gonna let y'all in. I will watch an episode of a podcast of somebody I don't even know. I'll stumble across it, and I'll look up there and it'll say 5 views in 2 days.
Yeah.
And I'll watch it, just long enough to give it a view. Because now you understand what, man, they trying to get there. They trying to do every little thing helps, man. Leave a comment or something like that. It's very difficult, like Donnie said, if you're not somebody who don't already have a springboard to kind of, and like I say, I'm in that category. I don't know if we'll be able to.
I mean, you are the legendary K Reno from SPC.
But my point is, if I hadn't done music and all that, I wouldn't be able to, who knows where we would be. Me and Keisto would be around here roaching, trying to pay people to come on this thing. But so the point is, bro, you are the one that many started as not being known like that, but you ascended and now you are known like that. So that is a testament to the work and a testament to being backed by God, man.
And the consistency, because a lot of times people don't be consistent, but every week we can get something, and then sometimes you surprise us during the week with an extra one.
Yeah.
So that's that consistency we could always look to, and it was always something intriguing, man. So like I said, one of my favorite ones too was when you had Bun B on there, and you talking about when they got off the helicopter with them sweats, and
this H-Town shit though, but that's just me talking to guys that I looked up to, admiring and loving their music, and now I get to say, man, when y'all jumped off that helicopter with them sweats, that was the livest thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I'm living my rap dreams, bro. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, bro, all I did was watch Yo MTV Raps Video Soul with Donnie Simpson. Part of me being Donnie Houston is Donnie Simpson. My mama didn't name me Donnie. That's my nickname.
Yeah.
But when I came Donnie Houston, I was thinking about Donnie Simpson.
Oh, man. See?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm living my rap dreams, bro. I stayed in when I couldn't go outside if it was raining. I was in the house recording off the radio, fam.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That play together.
I wake up every day and I get to talk to hip hop acts and guys that I grew up always loving and admiring and respecting, and now we have these amazing relationships and you know what I mean, and being able to do things outside of just having podcasts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bruh, I don't have no reason to be mad or complain about shit. I am a kid who grew up. I am from Har Clark, fam. I grew up in a single parent household, bruh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm happy to be here, my nigga. I ain't got time to be mad at no fucking body about shit. And I hate to keep referencing certain things, but I'm just making a point of as to why I've always moved the way that I move, because this is a privilege, dog.
I think that's
and I recognize it and honor it as that.
I think the referencing is gonna bring it to a place of peace, because you basically expressing to everybody that, like, I ain't on that, whatever it is.
I never been on that.
Yeah. It also too, man, like y'all talked about earlier, coming from that mud, to having your own day in the city. Now,
I thought if that happened, I would be an old man.
Well, the thing is, because the bottom line, it ain't far from. But the bottom line is this, that you may have seen yourself, okay, I might make some waves in this DJing game. I might make some waves in this podcast game. I don't know if you ever saw that one coming, as far as like a like Donnie Houston day. You know what I'm saying? But, because I mean, a lot of people in the city got a day, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah. The only thing when I got into this, the only thing I wanted to do was tell the story that I didn't see or hear being told.
Yeah.
Because I would listen to Combat Jack and he's talking to Pete Rock for 2.5, 3 hours, and I'm just engaged and intrigued by everything. But they also talking about being from New York and 125th and these locations that don't resonate with me as far as a home.
Yeah.
But I lived in Sunnyside for the first 5 years of my life. You know what I'm saying? Off Cullen and Kilkenny. I lived in that neighborhood right over there, right next to Dead End and all that shit. We moved to Har Clark. So when I'm talking about, I went to Stadium Bowl, I went to Astroworld, I had a screw tape. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is that for me. And it's like, man, to be able to be in this position to tell these stories, bro, it's just an honor, man. And like,
I just had an epiphany.
Yeah.
What you think about one day writing a book?
It's in the works.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, got to do that because all of the knowledge that you had coming in and that you've acquired since then, man, that would be dope to have in a written form for people to see. And what you was talking about with Pete Rock and those guys talking about 125th Street now, those have become famous areas of New York and different people where they,
you ain't never got to New York to know about 125th, about South Central.
Yeah, Slauson swap meet and all this different stuff on the West Coast. And so we are at a point now where we have those same types of
you need to know what it means to come down the boulevard on, you know what I'm saying, that slang. You need to know what that means. You know what I'm saying?
No culture like H-Town culture. And I've seen with my own two eyes people that have come from out of town, out of the country.
Yeah.
And if they come in our circle, have straight up told me, hey man, I want to ride by Botany. They just want to see the sign. I told Red that when they said, I just want to see the Botany Street sign. Or I have had people with me and just by chance, we riding somewhere else and we just by chance pass by a street that they had heard and they'll go, hey, is that such and such? It's like, yeah. We ain't think about it because we live out here.
Yeah.
But those things are etched in their mind and they really, really, they want to get out and take a picture in front of the sign or take a picture in front. So all these things, man, have come to light and the majority of the time has come through the history that you bring on the sit down. We rap about it, but now people can sit down and explain because it's just a street sign until that artist explained, this was our dope corner. Or we started rapping, freestyling right here and it got popular. All that makes a difference.
I done took people from Houston. Hey man, where's Dead End? Show the Dead End. Hey, where's Herschelwood? Hey, where's
I want to go to Fifth Ward.
I done took friends on like real tours of the city, like just because they hearing people talking about this shit and they want to see it.
I've had people do the same thing, want to go to Timothy.
Yeah, man, look. Back, I wouldn't even eat meat and chicken no more. But Murder want to tell you, anybody that used to come out of town to rock with us, that was a ritual. We take you to Timmy Chan. Yeah. And our rule was, you got to eat that whole wing dinner. You cannot leave none of it.
And that's back when they was giving you 8, 9.
They give you 8, 9 wings and a tub of rice. And our thing was, you gotta finish. That's your break. That's your getting broke in when you gotta finish the whole thing, So yeah, it just those situations, man. Even to this day, people that know where the original screw shop was, they still want to pass by and see the building. The building is nothing like that. It's painted over. I don't even know what they're doing that now. I think one time it was a dental office. I don't know what happened, but they want to see it. Yeah. They still want to see it, man. So Houston has so many monuments and places like that. And I'm grateful I wouldn't trade it, bro.
Caro's too.
Caro's the longest standing club. All these been around since I was in high school. All these clubs closed down. Jamaica gone. Rhinestone Wrangler gone. All these different Boomerang, Chocolate Town, they gone. But somehow,
Kansas still.
I don't know how they do it.
Still bumping Dot performing at Caro's this weekend.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. It's like, that's amazing, bro. So this is a great city. We glad that you are Donnie Houston and that you adopted you took the name because you already immersed in the culture, man. So we appreciate you coming and sitting down with us, my brother.
Yeah, man, appreciate y'all.
40 years old, you OG now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get you out of here, man. Much love and thank you for coming and sitting down with us, man. It's your big brother K Reno.
It's your boy Keith Stowe.
It's the Underground Dialogue Podcast where the name speaks for itself, and we are out this bitch. Come on. It's your big brother K Reno. Look, man, the Underground Dialogue website is back in function. We back in motion, man. If y'all want Underground Dialogue podcast merch, whatever you need, go to undergrounddialogue.com and check us out. And always make sure that every Wednesday night, y'all are checking out the Underground Dialogue podcast right on YouTube, 9 p.m. Central Time. Yeah! What's up, man? It's your big brother, K. Reno. And check this out, man. The Underground Dialogue podcast is offering advertising opportunities, man. You can promote your business. You can promote your video, your song, whatever it is that you have, man. Reach out to us if you're interested in promoting on the Underground Dialogue podcast. All you got to do is email us at undergrounddialoguepodcast@gmail.com. Get it. What up, man? It's your big brother, K. Reno. I'm proud to announce that I'm a new brand ambassador to this new brand of clothing and shoes called Volas. Y'all make sure that y'all support this. It's already available. Houston-based company, straight out the A's. Look at the quality of the packaging itself. We ain't even got to the shoes yet, man. And this is just one pair of shoes, one design. They got all kinds of dope designs of shoes that you guys can choose from. Go to volas.biz, find your order, find what you want. Wide selection to choose from, male and female items, and I'm proud to be a part of it, man. Community workers, versatile products, Volas, manufactured in Italy. Look at the part of this box, man. Y'all don't know what it is. Catch y'all later on.